Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bulls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Taurus. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. Taurus. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. Taurus. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. We're doing things a little bit different for this reading, just because I keep on dreaming about the reading going this way. So we're just going to listen to the advice from Spirit and make it happen. All right, here, think of this as a tree. Here's the branches, the foliage, the bark, and the roots. Okay. So at our root is the King of Cups and the High Priestess. Our intuition is off the chart during this time. So this is also a time where we can be super sensitive about things. And we'll be thinking, oh, why am I being so sensitive? We'll be super hard on ourselves too, because that's the energy that comes forward when we're compassionately connected. We can also be not so compassionate to ourselves. So there's going to be a sense of always feeling like I could just give a little bit more, just a little bit more, just push a little bit harder, give a little bit more. And that's going to be something we have to be very, very mindful of during this time. We have the Empress continuing this energy. Also, there's something beautiful that's being nurtured. There can be a very strong connection with a fire sign energy, an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius, a child. Okay, yeah, because the Page of Wands is a child energy. So it could be our child. The Empress also represents a mother or somebody who we are a caregiver to during this time that's weighing very heavily on our minds. This is our inner self. Right here on the left-hand side, this is our heart, our emotional self, and this is the public arena, the public self, on the right-hand side. So then we have the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. So in our hearts, we're really in tune with who we are, with what we want. We're not going to see ourselves emotionally as developed as we want to be. So we're not seeing ourselves as a king or as a queen. We're seeing ourselves as a defender, and we're seeing ourselves as a learner. This is a time, because we have the Page of Wands and we have the Page of Pentacles, to learn, 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 especially when it comes to anything that we want to be building for ourselves. This could be our career. This could be something on the side that we really want to start developing. This could be a hobby that we're toying with, making it something more than that, or it's a hobby that gives us such joy and pleasure within our lives. So this is something that we're really building. We're really moving forward. We're seeing things differently, but we're definitely in defending and building mode. Then we have the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. So the Seven of Swords, we have to be mindful of sneakiness in the public arena. People aren't going to always say what they mean and do what they say. There's also, with the Nine of Pentacles, there's prosperity to be to be loved and nurtured during this time. It's like, I've worked so hard for this. I've put in so much time. There's going to be a need to say, yes, there's way more hard work to come, but I get to celebrate this. I get to celebrate me. I get to celebrate where I am right now. So let's look at our chakra energy for this time. Taurus, May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, okay, there we go. Just flew right out, which I love. And this is universal light. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. This is the light that we shine with, but this is also the light that inspires. So there's a sense of this universal light, us being able to see it a bit. You might see it in the realm of auras. You might see it in the realm of just this light around people. But it's going to be what connects you. It's going to be when you're looking at things, when you're looking at people, and you're saying, but there's this light to them. There's this beauty to them that I'm seeing, or this beauty to humanity that I'm connecting with. And it could be even in the most wretched people. We're still going to think to ourselves, but there's this light. So we do have to be mindful with this, because our better nature, because we're going to be so giving during this time, and it's going to be just second nature to give, to help build something beautiful and powerful and permanent for others. We're going to have a tendency to forget ourselves. This is actually something that's very Taurian, that people forget about. People forget about the sensitive, sensual nature of Taurus, and that's a real disservice. So here we're letting the light shine, and we have to let this light shine. It's going to be a part of us. We're this light here. We have to let it shine out from us, but we also have to know that, yes, no matter how much we can see the good in people, or we can see the maybe good intentions, we can't be suckered in, because people are going to be more than willing to look over here to see what we have and say, I want that. That should be mine. That should be the way that I'm moving forward. That should be the prosperity that's coming into my life, and want to take it from us. So being mindful of this during this time is going to be a game changer for us. It's also going to go against our better nature. But we also have tremendous insight during this time that's going to help us see beyond the veil. But that seeing beyond the veil can also be very overwhelming, because we're starting to see people not how they want to be seen, but how they truly are. And that, again, is a game changer for us. All right, let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Oh, goodness. There we go. What is the energy that Taurus needs to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. What is the energy that Taurus needs to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Awesome. Okay, so these two came out. We have the Princess of Pentacles. So when it comes to words, there's somebody who, they speak well. They just speak very, very well. You're going to think of them a little bit as a princess. So when the energy of to be mindful of comes up and it's a princess, it's like this person can be high maintenance, but you might have very well signed on for high maintenance with this person. You could absolutely be aware of it. But this is also going to be a person who has these ideas, who pulls you in, all right? And can either just walk away, not have any follow through with them, who doesn't connect the way that you want them to connect, but also plays mind games. So this is going to be a person we have to be mindful of during this time, where they have this brilliant way of connecting. And again, they can be a little bit high maintenance. And I have a feeling, here is that we're perfectly aware of this. We're perfectly aware that they're high maintenance, that they're a lot to handle, that they're, bringing a lot to the table, and not necessarily in the best of ways. But because what they do bring is beneficial, or because we do have this connection with this person, we're going to think, oh, it's okay. But when they start manipulating, when they start playing off of our better nature during this time, this is a time where we have to be aware and we have to step back. It leads us to the King of Pentacles. Now, we are represented by the Pentacles in the Minor Arcana. We're represented by the Hierophant in the Major Arcana. This is going to be an energy that we feel very, very, very comfortable with. Oh, also, air sign energy is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but because we're doing energy and not simply the person, it could be any sign, but just to let you know, that's a sign for the Princess of Swords. Now, with the King of Pentacles, it's earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Now, here, there is this energy of doing things the right way. seeing the interconnectedness of things, looking at the bigger picture, somebody who gets very passionate about things that are done fairly, that are done rightly, that are built on solid foundation. This all speaks to us. We absolutely get this, we understand it, and we like it. But this is going to be a person who doesn't let us have the wiggle room that we need, doesn't let us, it's almost like we have to ask permission for everything. They don't let us explore. And this is a time, because we have the pages coming forward, this is a time where we need to explore. Now, can we be rather childish in our expectations for things, thinking, oh my gosh, this should be more than it is, or this could be bigger than it is? Yes, but we don't need somebody cutting us down right out of the gate, which is what this King of Pentacles energy is going to do. This could also be a person who's very, very, very mindful of money. Now, being mindful of money is fantastic, but always saying, oh, that costs too much, oh, that's too expensive, that starts to build a poverty mentality around us, and that starts to really make things on shaky ground. So here, at our roots and our trunk, what we're building off of here is the King of Cups and the High Priestess. The King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. The King of Cups is the connection with the heart. And what I love with the King of Cups is that he realizes, I can't rule everyone. This is why he's the only king that's not on land. He's out in the middle of the water. And you might say, okay, well, he's water sign energy. That makes perfect sense. Yes, it does. But it would also make perfect sense for him to have water running around him, like the Empress does, like the High Priestess has it behind her. Why isn't he sitting on the land? Why isn't his throne upon the land? It's because his throne is isolated. It's in the water. It's in the midst of emotions. And so during this time, we can find ourselves isolated in the midst of emotions. We can find ourselves overwhelmed. We can find ourselves, wanting to smooth the waters everywhere, but the waters have a mind of their own. Emotions have a mind of their own. Some days you wake up, you feel awesome. Some days you wake up, you don't want to do anything. And there's a bit of resentment through the current of the day. That's just how life works. And being able to pinpoint it, being able to state it, being able to see it, that's so important. What the King of Cups does, and what we need to do during this time, is because we're going to be so inclined to put ourselves out there for everybody, to feel everybody's emotional hurt, pain, disappointment. It becomes completely overwhelming. But what the King of Cups does is he says, I only rule my life. That's it, period, end of discussion. I don't rule anybody else's, no matter how close they are to me, no matter even if they're my own children. I cannot make them change their mind, change their thought pattern, change, the innate essence of themselves. So why am I going to try? I will guide, I will lay down rules. And that's very, very, very important, especially with children, but also with adults. Like, no, I won't be treated this way. No, I won't be doing this. Being a little bit more disagreeable, which we can sit there and say, okay, I can do this. But when we're building a solid foundation, and when we think, oh, well, I can be agreeable, and that's just going to be better for me now, but will it be better for us in the long run? That's what we have to ask ourselves. This isn't picking fights. Nobody wants that. But it's standing our ground. It's being able to have a voice. And so here we start to rule ourselves. We start to inspire ourselves. We start to see things and be emotionally connected with ourselves, saying the only person I can rule on this earth is me. And so I shall rule by example to everyone who turns towards me at any moment of the day, at any time in my life. And it also leads us to the High Priestess. This can be a time where spiritually we want more. We definitely want to have a deeper connection. We want to have more of an understanding, more power coming towards us. With the High Priestess, we're seeing beyond the veil. And that's important because we usually see what people want us to see. Our whole lives are orchestrated. We watch people's YouTube channels. We watch their, we look at their Instagrams and Snapchats and everything like that. We watch everything. And it's only what they want us to see. It's not who they are when the cameras are off. And that's important because so often we look at things. And I know I do this with my nephew. I look at the way people are raising their kids and I think, oh, I should be doing this. No, I should be doing that. And it's like, okay, well, step back. Step back. You have to do what's right for you. And if you don't, then you set yourself up for failure. So it's coming to this situation and it's being very honest with ourselves. It's saying, this is me. And I'm seeing beyond the veil of what everybody's trying to sell me. I'm seeing beyond the veil of what people are trying to make me think is the right thing to do. And I'm doing what's right for me. And I'm doing the very best that I can. And here we have this beautiful sense of all the old religions and the new religions coming together. We have the moon, we have the cross, we have the Torah, we have the phases of the moon, but this can also be horns up above with the moon in between. We have the pomegranates, we have justice and balance coming, justice and truth, I believe, coming forward. And there's this real sense of, this is who I am, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is what I desire for my life, this is what I long for, this is what I'm connecting with. And we're going to see ourselves start to change. We're going to see our world start to open because of this. And again, while we're looking beyond the veil, we're looking at things that are much more open, much more honest. And we're also seeing who people are, not who they aspire to be, not who they wish to be, but who they are right now. And it can be disappointing because we can be like, wow, I thought they were more, I thought they were better. But people are who they are. And it's being able to accept them where they are in their journey, not like it, not, condone it. For some people, it's like, okay, well, that's not acceptable to me. I get to rule my life. I get to make these decisions. I get to move forward this way. And that's also here when we look at our inner selves, we're nurturing this power within us. There's something that we're bringing forward. And it doesn't mean that we're going to be bringing it forward right now, though we do have the child. So there is something here that's being birthed. It's coming to life. It can be an idea. It can be something that we've kept on the back burner for quite some time. And now it's like, now's the time to start mapping it out, start planning it. It has to do with our creativity. It also has to do with our work, what we value as much as money coming in, the way that we're moving forward, what we're passionate about, what gets us out of bed in the morning. And we have the Empress here being like, okay, we're incubating something. We're seeing the greater wisdom and we're saying, how do I nurture this? How do I grow it? How is this my baby that I take care of right now? And it can be an idea. It can be the starting of a company. It can be, laying down the blueprints of things, writing things out in a journal, setting things up, having a plan. And then we start to create. Now, what's really interesting about the Page of Wands is that the Ouroboros on his tunic, half of them are closed and half of them are opened. So you have the Ouroboros eating its own tail. It's us gaining knowledge, it becoming wisdom that we live by, and then being consumed until we devour ourselves whole, which is what life is all about. When it's opened, it's about existing. It's about fighting. It's about gaining an understanding, but never truly understanding the wisdom that is to sustain us. So we're going to have moments of, this is what I'm supposed to do, insight, ideas, everything comes together. It's like, the heavens opened up and the light shines down, moments, and other moments of, what the heck is going on? Why doesn't this plan work? Why aren't I seeing things as clearly as I was seeing them before? Because we're also going to fall out of alignment with ourselves a little bit more easily during this time because everything is so emotionally connected. So it depends on how we slept, the pain that we're in, the conversations that we've had with others. So here, there is something that we're building that's really beautiful and profound, but it's going to be very emotion-based, and it's going to be very vibrational based. So it's like hitting the wrong string when you're playing an instrument. You can hear the wrong chord. And during this time, we'll be able to vibrationally feel the wrong chord. And a lot of times we're going to think, oh, I'm just making it up. Oh, just keep on pushing forward. Oh, don't be so, whatever. It's like, no, this is a time where we need to listen. We need to listen to ourselves. We need to listen to what we're building. We need to listen to what we desire, because we're moving forward in our hearts, defending what it is that we value, what it is that we treasure, what it is that's intrinsically important to us. Now, what I want to see here before we do this, I want to see, what are we incubating? What are we nurturing during this time? What is it that Taurus is nurturing? May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Taurus. What is it that Taurus is nurturing? May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, goodness. And of course, it falls right down. So here, as it lands head up, I can see that it is the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles is this nurturing of our prosperity, of our generational line of success. It's of what we need, what we want, what we long for, what we've worked towards, what is passionate and valuable to us. So it's like, it's the payoff. What we're nurturing within us is the payoff, is the sense of, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is what I long for, this is who I am. The Ten of Pentacles is also generational wisdom. We did have ancient wisdom, I believe, come up, I believe in the chakra energy, come up during this time where we're seeking out wisdom. We're seeking out more. And we can see this right here at our roots. And so we have this prosperity. We have the end of a cycle when it comes to money. It can be a crescendo of like ideas. It's like, oh my goodness, this is how it works out. This is how everything connects. I can't believe I didn't see it before. It can also be a sense of an end of a cycle where it comes to hardships and pains and disappointments. It's like all of a sudden a door starts to open. All of a sudden hope starts to come. And we can see ourselves building off of it. We can see it becoming more. Now, it leads us then to saying, you know, what is the end of the cycle of prosperity and money? What is the end of the cycle that brings us success? Oh, goodness, that brings us success. So let's see here. What is the end of the cycle for prosperity and money for Taurus, May 16th to 31st, 2021? What is the end of the cycle for prosperity and money for Taurus? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. It's the World and it's the Three of Waters. So what it is that we are going to be seeing that we can celebrate in a way that we didn't feel that we could celebrate before. So, excuse me, that's going to be important. But the Three of Cups also for me is always the sense of we celebrated with the wrong people before. We had people in our corner and they couldn't back us up. The world is opening. And there's going to be the sense, especially since we're seeing things so much more clearly now. All right, and it doesn't mean that the way that we're seeing things now is going to be the way that we see things forever. But there's this line of clarity. There's this like ringing of a bell that we're following during this time. And it's like, oh, I see it. I see wisdom. I see greater understanding. I see how the door is opening. And it starts to open up the world. So we're ending a cycle of trusting the wrong people, of taking financial advice that wasn't good for us, of thinking somebody else knows better than we do. And then what we're looking at here is as we start to realize who to celebrate and who not to, we start to see the world opening. We start to see ourselves opening to the idea of there being more here than what we had originally thought. It leads us, and that makes perfect sense, to now leading us forward as warriors, leading us forward as people who are going to nurture and build and bring forward something powerful, but we're going very slowly. So our hearts are saying, don't move too fast. Now we can be overly cautious during this time because we don't want to muck things up. That's okay. But we don't want to be so cautious that we don't take any risks, that we don't look at the bigger picture. Because with the Page of Pentacles, it's being that student, it's taking in ideas, it's seeing things differently, it's opening up our eyes and our minds and being like, well, how and why, and pushing the envelope. So with the Knight of Pentacles, we're going to see ourselves defending what we have, but also slowly planning for what it is that our heart longs for. Now, when it comes to money, okay, or what we value as much as money, and what our heart longs for, it doesn't have to be that we all want to be CEOs of companies. You know, that's not for everyone. If you have a job and you're able to end that job and leave it, there's something powerful to that. Here, there's a sense of, what do I value? What do I want? What do I need within my life? What is it that I desire? And so here it's being very open with ourselves, very honest with ourselves. Do I want to be an entrepreneur or do I not? You know, do I want to go after that promotion or am I happy where I am? You know, do I want to look for a different job in a different area? What is it that I desire? Or do I want to kind of make life a little bit simpler, a little bit quieter, a little bit more connected with me and my nature and what it is that I want from my existence? And if that then leads to, okay, well, how do I make that happen? And then discovering it along the way. That's what the Page is all about. The Page is about the learning. But what I'm seeing here to be very easy, well, not very easy, but easier for us Taurus, is to be able to say, what is it that I want? What is it that I value? What is it that I desire? What is it that I keep on seeing when I kind of close my mind's eye and envision the future? And then being a student and saying, how do I get there? What's right for me? How do I open up that door? And then as we do this, let's look at, let's look at how to build prosperity within our emotional selves. How does Taurus build prosperity within their emotional selves? Because you're going to be you're going to go and want to stay with the tried and true, but then you're also going to want to discover and push the narrative just a bit more, push it just a bit. So angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. It's with the Six of Cups and the Knight of Wands. The Six of Cups is remembering the past. Here, it isn't simply being mindful of the past, but that's important, being mindful of the traps of the past. But it's also being able to see your power, being able to see your passion, being able to see the way that you transform, and being mindful of what it is that you really loved and valued when you were little. And how can that sense of wonderment come into the everyday? So the heart is being very practical during this time, which I think is beautiful. Because sometimes the heart does need to be practical. It needs to say, what do I need to give me what I want from life? And so it's being wise. It's looking at our talents. It's saying, this is what I have to offer. This is the beautiful complexity of me. And then as we have that come forward, and we also have that connection with our childhood, and it's looking at things that defined us negatively, but it's also looking at things that happened that were just magical. And it can be that those magical things were few and far between, but it's starting to focus on them. It's starting to build the energy vibration that we have with that knowledge, with that greater understanding. And it leads us then to saying, how do I open up that door? How do I open up that door? How does Taurus open up that door to passion and creativity? How does Taurus open up that door to passion and creativity? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading. Emotionally, we start to take the gift that divinity gives us. It's with the Ace of Earth, the Ace of Pentacles. So it's so interesting, as we start with our Pentacles, we end with our Pentacles. It's taking this gift of prosperity. It's starting to see things not as bleak. It's starting to see things as powerful. It's starting to see things as purposeful, as open, as more. It's getting excited. I'm getting excited here just looking at it. And it's starting to say that, this is a gift from God's source spirit, however we see the divine, the universe. This is a gift to have us look at things differently, to have us push the boundaries, to have us see things more openly and honestly for ourselves, but also stand in our power, stand in our acceptance of who we are and what we want. And that's where we start to see that not everybody has our best intentions at mind, or at heart during this time. And this can be becoming very aware of work, where people are being a little bit backstabby. This can also be very aware of friends. And I laugh because it's just kind of like the people we thought that were on our side, we're starting to see not all of them are. And it's not everyone. It's not saying, oh my gosh, just wait for the traitor to come. It's saying that everybody has their own intentions, which is just life. And what we're looking at here is we're looking at gathering up our information, gathering up what we desire, gathering up what's intrinsically important to us, and looking at what we want to celebrate within our lives. And how do I build that? How do I keep moving towards that? We are also going to have people looking at us and what we're celebrating and saying, I want that at any cost. I want that and you stole it from me. So there is a point of being mindful here, but there is also a sense of needing to be right here in the present. There's a reason why she has the hawk hooded, and that's because when you have a hawk hunt in falconry, you let off the hood, and they get to see everywhere. They get to see all around them. It's like, don't take in. It's not don't take in. Enjoy the moment. Don't be naive to what's happening around you, but enjoy the moment. Enjoy the here and the now, and prepare for the future. Take what is needed. Arm yourself well, most definitely. But also leave some things behind. They're too heavy. They're too much to bear with us. So let's see. What is Taurus supposed to leave behind? What is Taurus supposed to leave behind? May 16th to 31st, 2021. Taurus. What is Taurus supposed to leave behind? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. It's a sense of doubt. It's a sense of being trapped. It's interesting because it's the Seven of Swords that we're asking about, and then the Eight of Swords. It's that progression. It's once we leave, why do we feel trapped? Why aren't we seeing things clearly? What in this progression has stumped us, has stymied us, has, made us feel like, I just can't move forward? Could it be an increase of fear, an increase of doubt, an increase of anger, a sense of being too much in our own minds and wanting to work everything out perfectly and not being caring and compassionate to who we are and what we want? So why do we feel trapped is a brilliant question to ask. Why does Taurus feel trapped? May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Taurus. Why does Taurus feel trapped? May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. It's the three of water. It's the sense of, I've trusted those that I shouldn't. I don't know if I can do this on my own. You know, where do I stand? What do I want? Friends have become enemies or have become ambivalent. And there's this sense of, where do I stand? What do I stand for? What do I want? And what do I need? So that's in the public arena. In the public arena, I'm not saying this to be paranoid, but it's like, don't count people as your close friends. Don't think, oh my gosh, we have each other's back. Because there's going to be this time where push comes to shove, they will have their own back. And you might say, okay, that's just logical. I can't expect somebody to choose me over themselves. That's true. But what you're going to think of during this time is that if the tables were turned, I would have stood by you. And that's going to be the real sense here. Because Taurus, you're a loyal old cat. Like, that's just part of the Taurian way. If I give my word, I will stand by it. You know, if I'm with you, I'm with you. If I'm not with you, you'll know it. So when you have this kind of wishy-washy thing, especially in the public arena, especially when it comes around you celebrating your successes and what you have worked so hard for and built so beautifully within your life, that is going to be a hard pill to swallow. And that's going to be something where we're looking at things and we're trying to be super compassionate. We're going to be like, oh, well, you know, they had to. It's like, no, I can be as ticked as I want to be. You know, this isn't right. This isn't what I would do. And at times we do have to walk away from certain people. So just being mindful of that is going to be important. Okay, let's look at our spirit animal message for this time. Taurus, May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. It's the electric eel spirit. Bring your ideas to life, which is what this time is all about. It's like, strike while the iron is hot. Bring your ideas to life. Let them shine. Let them be infused with this passion, this creativity, this nurturing of the stars, this sense that things are aligning, like the stars are aligned. Let your ideas come forward. That is going to be so, so, so important. The subconscious spirit animal message is the koi fish spirit. There is always enough. There is. We live in a world that likes to think, that likes to make us think that there is just so much lack. There is so much hardship and pain and disappointment, and, you know, there'll never be. But there's always enough. There's always enough. Think outside of the box. Push things forward. You know, be daring, be bold, and move towards this place of prosperity, this higher energy vibration. It's not that I don't have to work, like, and then everything will just fall into my lap. It's like, no, I'm going to give my all. But I know that I am taken care of, and I know that I am guided. It leads us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the Strength card. It's mistaking compassion, okay, for weakness. It's this person who sits there and looks at things and says, you have to be strong, you have to be forceful. If you're weak, you know, if you show any weakness, if you show any compassion, you're weak. And that's going to be something that's intrinsically just wrong during this time and for us, period. This is also a Leo energy, so we might have to be mindful of Leos, but this is also a sense of strength through compassion, strength through understanding, strength through a mutual give and take. Because the boar in the ancient Celtic world, which is where these cards are taken from or based off of, it was the most fearsome animal you could think of. So the boar was like the lion. You tamed the lion, you tamed the boar. You had this fierceness that was on your side. And so here, there is a sense that even the fiercest of things, fiercest of beings, can understand compassion, can understand love, can understand the power of the heart and the soul. And this is going to be something that to this person seems wrong because they're not going to want to open themselves up that way. So do be mindful. It leads us to our subconscious chakra message, which is self-mastery. This is the solar plexus chakra. This is a sense of us falling into alignment with us, of saying, what do I need? What do I want? What inspires me? What moves me forward? What pushes the boundaries? And letting us shine vibrationally, honestly, and truthfully. It brings us then to our subconscious tarot messages. Now, when we started off, our first subconscious tarot message is the Ten of Earth, the Ten of Pentacles, which started off this whole entire reading. Well, we started off here, but brought us in to this time. And it's the gift of prosperity. It's the gift of success. It's having the wolf be by our sides to guard it, to guard what is so powerful for us, but also what is so hard-earned and so well-earned. And it brings us then to the sense of us, the Hierophant. It brings us, I am from the place of, I am building and I am guarding my prosperity. I am opening up my doors. I am seeing things more honestly. I'm seeing things more purposefully. I'm looking at what generationally has blessed me, but also what I have to let go of, what has hindered me. And now I'm looking at myself. I'm looking at the institution of me, of what I desire, of what I need, of what I want, of where I fit into this world. You know, what do I connect with and what don't I connect with? What do I desire and what don't I desire? And how do I move me forward? And this is going to be a time where we're seeing this very, very powerfully. And we're connecting with ourselves very intensely. And it leads us, because again, we're represented by the Hierophant in the Major Arcana, it leads us to the essence of ourselves. Subconsciously, we're checking into and tuning into the essence of who we are. And it brings us then to the Six of Swords, gathering up our knowledge, gathering up our information, and moving forward. The waters might be scary, they might be rocky, but it is moving towards what we need and what we desire, what we want and what we long for. Will we be scared at times? Yes, most definitely. Is it worth it? Absolutely. All right, Taurus, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we nurture and grow our creativity into something extraordinary. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus.